fourth area is around communications, and quite often this is one of the last things that we think about as sustainability practitioners, is actually getting the messages out there. People are actually bombarded with huge numbers of messages, hundreds if not probably thousands of messages every day as part of their daily lives, and quite often getting through that haze of messages is actually very, very difficult. But what you need to do, and what we've found within Natural England, is that you need to utilise your main communication channels and use them as effectively as you can. And this can be anything from a staff newsletter, the intranet, or even sort of regular emails and updates from someone senior within the organisation. But basically, at the end of the day, people want to know three things. They want to know how are we doing in terms of our overall carbon performance, what's expected of them in terms of their own behaviours at the end of the day, and thirdly, how are other people doing as well? How do they compare to others? And one of the biggest areas and the most successful areas we've had, particularly on our intranet and the most visited site, has actually been our case studies, where people have actually put up examples of how they've actually begun working sustainably and demonstrated the realities of sustainable ways of working, both the benefits and the pitfalls overall. The final theme is around innovation, and this can be really an all-encompassing phrase. Quite often, the phrase "need is the mother of invention." It's about doing something different, particularly where there isn't an immediate solution to the particular challenge that you're facing at that particular point in time. From the Natural England point of view, we have been very innovative, and this has been led primarily by the demand from staff for the tools that they need in order to make more sustainable decisions, or likewise in order to ensure that they travel more sustainably. So we've done things such as we've developed our own travel carbon footprinting tool that supplies us with the monthly carbon footprinting data of travel. We've developed a meeting planning tool that identifies an optimum location by which Natural England staff can identify the most sustainable location to meet from a travel and time point of view, which for some reason always seems to come up as Derby Railway Station Buffet. And we've also developed things such as meeting protocols, which is essentially a set of rules that support staff in making decisions about whether they actually need to travel to a meeting, or whether they can do it through teleconferencing, or whether they actually need to attend that meeting at all. And likewise, we've also recently developed a home energy calculator that makes that enables us to monitor the carbon emissions of home working. And really, the golden rules around this are very much around, if you can't find it out there quickly, it's likely that what you need doesn't exist, so you're going to have to invent it yourself. And if you're going to invent it yourself, involve your staff in the development of that idea and continually test it out, test the boundaries of it, test it on your staff in order to give it that credibility. And I've quoted there a Woody Allen phrase, which is, if you're not falling down every now and again, it's a sure sign you're not being very innovative, which I think is exactly true. So very, very quickly, I appreciate that my time's now up. Conclusion is, as I said at the beginning, people are not logical, they're not predictable, they don't do the things that you expect them to do when you actually put the messages out there. But you need to keep people at the forefront of your thinking when you're thinking about sustainability activity, and particularly about improving the environmental performance of your organisation. Therefore, it's critical to involve them wherever possible, and it's critical to continually test out ideas on them whenever that's possible as well. But be prepared for pretty much an emotional response to everything that you actually put out there. And very finally, as I said, where have we got to in terms of our carbon target? This is our latest data that comes from March. We now had 30% carbon reduction against our original 2007 baseline. In financial terms, from an initial investment of around about £300,000 that we made, we now estimate that we're saving between £1.5 and £2 million per year in reduced energy costs and reduced savings on travel. And thirdly, in terms of the ad hoc messages that we're getting back from our staff, people were sceptical at first, but they now begin to see the benefits. People like the fact that they no longer have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning in order to get the early train to London in order to attend a meeting. They like the fact that they can drop the kids off at school and then teleconference in. I think if anything else, if any other message that you take from my presentation today, do please think about people, because they are both the challenge, but equally both the solution to the sustainability agenda. Thank you.